Join Dalton and Jacob as they discuss the ever-changing world of trading card games. TCG Buzz starts now.
To a very different from usual TCG Buzz video. You're going to notice audio's weird, no video today, but we just had to have this conversation. My name is Jacob, if you don't know, and this is my guest for today. Introduce yourself.
I would love to introduce myself. My name is Speedrobo from the channel Speedrobo. I am a professional card designer and a longtime player of BuddyFight and other Bushiroad games.
Yeah, I've seen your Bermuda Triangle deck profiles.
Yeah.
You heathen.
Agreed. I, in fact, have my FBI agent right next to me, checking to make sure I don't play any Bermuda Triangle tonight.
Good. He's doing his duty.
He is doing his duty.
That's what our taxpayer money goes towards.
Absolutely, making sure that I don't play Bermuda Triangle.
So we'll start with the catch-up, just in case you've been living under a rock or you're someone who doesn't play Future Card BuddyFight, but you clicked on this video because it's got an amazing thumbnail that I have not created yet, but I'm sure I'll come up with something for. The main card game that we've covered for the past almost, 5 years that the channel has existed.
Yeah, it's been 5 years for me.
Yeah, I think we'll be at 5 years in October ourselves, is Future Card BuddyFight, created by Bushiroad, and that game is now dead.
Dead for now, as far as we can tell. It is absolutely 100% canceled. There will not be any products coming out after the currently announced booster sets, and tournament support will be ending in the middle of next year, if my sources are correct.
Yes, that's what they put out a press release, and I believe all that was in it.
Yeah, I'm sure the press release is on screen right now.
It's weird because my first reaction to seeing that press release was, here we go again, because this is the third time Bushiroad's done this exact thing to me. Because I remember it happening where they just out of the blue announced cancellation of Luck and Logic through a press release, and then the same for Dragoborn.
Yeah, but I've got to say, I think the only one that genuinely surprised me was Luck and Logic.
Well, I've got my Luck and Logic TCG time capsules coming out soon. Plug for the future, baby!
Right.
And I'm not remotely surprised that game ended.
I'm not.
Now, BuddyFight.
Yeah.
BuddyFight's probably the weird one, because the game sold well. And this is a case of a game dying out not due to a drop in sales necessarily.
I mean, it was due to a drop in sales, but that drop in sales was more due to the current environment we find ourselves in.
Right. Let's talk about that. If it weren't for the big C word that we're not allowed to say on YouTube, or a video doesn't get any views, do you think BuddyFight would have been canceled when it was?
Yes. Okay, so here's the thing. I think it might have lasted another 6 months, but the end was almost certainly near. The writing was on the walls and the signs were there. And I commented this on one of your videos 4 months ago now, where...
Oh, you actually went and tracked your comment on it?
Yeah, I actually went back and I looked at it again, and I was like, holy shit, I'm dead on the money.
Did I respond?
I think so.
Oh.
I think you responded to that. But anyway... Like, I commented that I expected BuddyFight to see its end mid to late 2020. And so, like, I think without the current world situation, I think BuddyFight would have lasted until late 2020. But BuddyFight's end was definitely soon, because it was showing all the signs that late Cardfight G was. Unsustainable power creep, lack of world identity, unhealthy meta,
recycling of concepts,
and the last few sets have been nostalgia bait sets, which was exactly what happened with G when Bushiroad was looking to kill the game. They released nostalgia bait sets. I mean, there's no more a set is guaranteed to sell for Cardfight Vanguard than a Bermuda Triangle set that brings back and retrains old units. Oh wow, look at that high retrain of Jackknife and other Jackknife and Drum and Bots and Ball and literally everyone. It's it's exactly the same as G's last set.
It's amazing looking. I remember doing my State of Buddy Fight, I want to say it was 2017, and I just ripped into the game for not doing enough for legacy support.
Yeah.
And by our State of the Game 2020 video, I was like, dear God, stop it with the legacy support. Just stop. And it got worse since then.
It's the problem with legacy support can be summed up as a Skull Warrior player. The last thing I need is another damn Yami Gitsune. All right, I've got 20.
You guys out there know I'm the Osmodai guy, so much that it was a meme. I'm sick of seeing him.
And it's not that I'm necessarily sick of seeing Yami Gitsune, but Yami Gitsune fills one particular niche in Skull Warriors, you know? And like that niche is filled.
It's like replacing the tires on your car every 6 months and never repairing anything else.
Exactly. That's exactly what Buddy Fight's legacy support is. It's not good legacy support. And my phone keeps ringing, and I'm going to throw it across the room.
Wow, Mr. Professional over here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Now, so some of you out there, it might seem like we're glorifying or celebrating the end of Buddy Fight. We're not. Well, I'm not.
I kind of am. I guess I can get into that now. Like, a lot of people, genuinely heartfelt condolences to the fans of the series, especially the people that managed to enjoy Ace 2. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm glad Buddy Fight died before it lost any more of its dignity. Because Buddy Fight doesn't play like Buddy Fight anymore. It plays like goddamn
Not
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Remotely.
It plays like Yu-Gi-Oh! You're either
and not good Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, it plays like dollar store Yu-Gi-Oh! You're either building a go first deck to FTK your opponent, or you're building a go second deck to OTK your
Shout
opponent.
out to my Demon Iron deck profile.
Shout out to my chess deck profile. Like,
oh my god, that one's such a good meme.
It's a meme deck, but that's Buddy Fight. And like, same thing with your Ein deck. It's a meme. It's hilarious. I love it. But that's Buddy Fight.
Right.
And that sucks. So genuinely, I'm glad Buddy Fight's done, because it's not like you can't play the game still. You still have all your cards.
That's one big point I wanted to make. You still got all your cards, and if anything, the death of the card game means freedom to play it however you want.
Exactly. Make your own formats. Make your own legacy format.
Play Season 1 Buddy Fight with me, people.
I love to.
Season
Dude,
1
you want to
format.
play let's stop the video and just go play Season 1 Buddy Fight.
Let us know if you want to see a Season 1 Buddy Fight stream with Speedrobo playing Skull Warriors.
Oh, I'm already sold, man. Like, if you're feeling really gutsy, you know what you do? You go out and you make Commander format for Buddy Fight. Like, go nuts. Because
make a cube. I did it. It was terrible, but you should do it and build it better than I did.
Right. Like, the thing is that Buddy Fight, just the official support has stopped. Like, look at any old video game, like Half-Life 2, okay? Half-Life 2 doesn't receive official support from Valve anymore, but there's a million mods out for it. Go nuts.
You know, when I heard the news, I was bummed out, but not because I wasn't getting new sets for Buddy. Because honestly, I haven't cared about a new set for Buddy Fight in quite a while. I was bummed because it felt like the end of an era for me. You know, Buddy Fight was the game that got me back into card games after a several-year break from them. And I met so many friends through it, yourself included.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
we
absolutely.
met playing Buddy Fight.
The memory of us meeting is one of my favorite memories of all time.
I have so many great memories from going to regional tournaments and hosting a class teaching timings for novice players. I'm not going to miss being constantly frustrated at Bushiroad.
Yeah. I feel exactly the same way about that. But the reason why it's less sad for me is because there's always more card games out there. And the friends that I've made, like, I get ready for the fucking anime cliche, but the true Buddy Fight is the friends I've made along the way, and they're still with me. You know, Like, yeah, it sounds corny, but it's true. Like, Buddy Fight's done, and we're still hanging out.
Right. I needed a break from the game anyways. A lot
Yeah.
of you who are in the North America group knew that I recently quit playing the game publicly. And that was for a lot of reasons, but doesn't mean I still don't think about Buddy Fight all the time. And Buddy Fight is, if you counted raw hours, probably second only to Magic the Gathering for just pure amount of time I've spent on it.
I think I'm the same way. I mean, my number one's obviously Card Fight. That's what my channel's built around. But Buddy Fight's my number two. And
yeah, shout out to Speedrobo's channel, which you should go to the description and find the link to go to and watch his weekly Card Fight Vanguard Zero streams.
Or don't. Zero's bad. That's fine too.
Zero is bad.
Zero is really bad. But
that's a discussion for another.
That's a video for another day. But yeah, let's get Speedrobo to 1,000 subscribers so we can actually get monetized. Oh, that would be amazing. I remember when I started my channel 5 years ago and I was monetized. I made like $18 in like 3 years, and then all of a sudden YouTube was like, what if?
Hey man, that's like 4 or 5 booster packs.
Exactly, which I immediately spent on booster packs, by the way. That's not a joke.
You gotta double down.
Yeah, you gotta go all in. I'm on a winning streak. I'm really feeling it. But and I'm gonna be honest, the Buddy Fight cancellation's good for me in another way. And it's good for me in the cynical business side, because now there's less competition. And I'm a professional card designer who does Bushiroad style games, and a lot of the people who are interested in my products play Bushiroad games. They just killed their second most popular game. Hey, those are players for me to poach,
Let's talk about this. Is Bushiroad going to be the last canceled? Is Buddy Fight, the other B word, is Buddy Fight going to be the last game canceled due to the current situation?
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm well known for calling shots well in advance and them landing, and you are too.
Yeah, we are both great Nostradamus.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and call a shot.
Yeah.
Card Fight Vanguard's next.
I think I could reasonably see a world where Bushiroad just pulls out of the English market.
Me too.
Completely.
And here's legitimately the reason why I say Card Fight Vanguard's next. And Jacob, I hope you are ready to have this video get comment bombed and disliked.
I love when videos get comment bombed. You guys should know that from when I ranked the card games.
Yes. So get ready. Card Fight Vanguard is going to do G again. And I don't mean that those characters are coming back. I mean the unsustained power creep is coming back. I'm already seeing it. I'm already smelling it. 99% of the players out there for Card Fight Standard right now are going to call me absolutely crazy, but it's happening. And it's happening now.
The thing that I think will kill Vanguard is diminishing returns. Each time they do a reboot or a new era, more and more players say, that's the last time I let them fool me.
Yes, I completely agree. And the reason why people keep feeling fooled is because Bushiroad hasn't learned their lesson, and they keep power creeping the game to absurd levels. The other reason why I don't think Card Fight's going to last is that genuinely Vanguard Zero has hurt the brand because it is confusing the general consumer.
And it's just not good.
One, the game sucks. Okay, I'm a Vanguard Zero streamer. I shouldn't be saying this, but Vanguard Zero's trash.
Man, it makes me really appreciate Duel Links, and that is so sad.
Holy shit. I've gone on whole rants of this about Konami can dunk on Bushiroad fans. Konami fans can dunk on us. Easily. Easily. And I can't do anything about it because they're right. That's how bad Zero is. Not only that,
imagine the alternate timeline where we had actually gotten Card Fight Online.
Jesus Christ! Card Fight wouldn't have even needed a reboot. That's how good online was.
I cannot believe that we are in a world where the healthiest game Bushiroad has for a worldwide release, the only one that's stable, is Weiss Schwarz.
I agree. Legitimately,
how the
Bushiroad's,
hell have we gotten here?
I don't know. Legitimately, Bushiroad's best game on any given metric is Weiss Schwarz.
I'm the famous Weiss Schwarz hater.
I know.
And I agree with you.
Like, Weiss Schwarz sucks as a strategy game. It's fucking terrible. There's no strategy. If you're playing Weiss Schwarz competitively, you're playing the game wrong. Comment bomb me, okay? I
agree.
But as a casual game, Weiss Schwarz fucking rocks. I love sitting down, looking at my anime trading cards, and playing solitaire while my buddy does the same across the table. It's fucking great.
For different reasons, I thought the same about Dragoborn.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair.
I think Weiss Schwarz might be the only thing that keeps Bushiroad in the English market.
I agree.
Because it is lucrative.
I completely agree.
Because of the IP. The big reason, I think, is because there's just not the competition for it that they have in the Japanese market. There are so many insert anime here card games in the Japanese market.
And the problem
what do we have here?
Yeah, well, and the other problem that you have to keep in mind is that Bushiroad owns half of them.
Right.
Like, they're sabotaging their own player base for Weiss Schwarz.
Compare that to English. In English, you have Weiss Schwarz, the occasional set in UFS, and you have Chrono Clash.
Well, Force of Will.
No.
They've got Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, wow. Also, Valkyria Chronicle. Oh, that's a game, not a...
Well, it's also... But Jacob is also an anime.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
and Chrono Clash, calling it right here. That game's dead, too.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. Like, which sucks, because Chrono Clash is fun as hell.
What's the best thing about Chrono Clash is how much is going to get ripped off in the next decade.
Have you seen the new Digimon card game?
Yes.
It's literally Chrono Clash, but better.
Yeah. I think Chrono Clash is going to be the next Duel Masters.
I couldn't agree
where,
more.
there's so many games that just take it as a starting place.
I agree so hard, but genuinely, I feel like that's a video for another time.
Yeah. All right, back to Buddy Fight.
Back to Buddy Fight.
If you had to say one reason why you think the game will come back, what would it be?
Card Fight Vanguard.
Okay.
What lesson did Bushiroad learn from Vanguard G? They didn't learn that unsustainable power creep is bad for business. They didn't learn that pissing off their player base and forcing their player base to buy a whole case in order to make a playable competitive deck was bad. They didn't learn that they got lucky and managed to pull off a reboot and that people had enough goodwill left in the brand to go through with it. They didn't learn that making Cardfight Vanguard Standard a fun, balanced game at the outset allowed it to survive. No. What they learned is the same lesson DC Comics learned with New 52. Reboots are perfectly fine. We're still going to sell shit. Bushiroad now subscribes to the American comic book business model of when shit goes into the fan, reboot it, set everything on fire, it'll be okay. That's why I think Buddy Fight is going to get its reboot, but it's not going to get its reboot until the current world situation has blown over. I think the reboot is coming June 2021.
So I think a sort of a Kaijudo situation.
Yeah, basically. That's what I think is going to happen. I think we're going to see a Kaijudo of Buddy Fight.
I think we could very well get that, but I don't see it ever being released in English.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's going to be released in English.
While we're on the subject of Buddy Fight reboots, let's talk about the thing that people got way overhyped for.
Oh, God, no. Do we have to?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, Gate Whatever by the original creator of Buddy Fight has been announced that it's in pre-alpha, and it's got some generic-ass fantasy dude holding a spear with a dragon behind him. Why do people care?
Man, I gotta admit, that guy, genius for capitalizing on Buddy Fight's failure.
This is the mighty number 9 of card games, okay? This is the equivalent of saying that, oh man, I'm so excited for the spiritual successor of Magic the Gathering, Artifact, the Dota card game, because it was made by Richard Garfield. All right? I'm sorry for interrupting you. I'm just really mad right now.
That's a great quote. Put it on your tombstone.
It's going there.
Yeah, so let's I saw so many people who, friendship with Buddy Fight ended. I forgot its name. Gate whatever, new best friend, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, don't get your hopes up. Let's talk about reasons why you should not get your hopes up. One, it's probably has very little to actually do with Buddy Fight. Just because two games share a lead designer does not mean they're the same thing. Two, this game's in pre-production. There's only like a 20% chance it ever actually comes to market. And three, of that 20%, maybe 1 to 2% chance it has an English release.
I completely agree. And to double down on your first point, I made Card Battle Spirit Link, and now I'm making, multiple other games. My Android application that's coming out in October plays like Duel Masters, and Card Battle Spirit Link plays like Zatch Bell. Yeah, of course I'm going to... I'm not just going to make the same game over and over again. Of course this guy isn't too. It's not going to play anything like Buddy Fight. It'd be stupid if it did.
I'm still bummed out that I can't go and buy new Buddy Fight cards. I mean, I can for a while yet.
Right.
But there will come a point, which, fans might keep the game around. I think Buddy Fight has a real chance to be one of those cult classic games that stays around in the shadows, much like Duel Masters is. You can still find people playing Duel Masters and, people creating their own English translations of the Japanese sets. But overall, for Buddy Fight, you're going to see a decrease in interest just because the game's dead.
I fully agree. The decrease in interest is sad.
And a decrease in prices.
Oh, yeah. No, if you ever wanted a specific Buddy Fight deck but didn't have the money to, give it 2 weeks.
A little longer, I'd say. But yeah.
You know what? You're the finance expert. I'm going to defer to you on this one.
Yeah, I would give it 1 month to a month and a half. Past the point where all the people are rushing to snap up people's collections, but not to the point where anything's appreciated in actual value.
Yeah, totally. That makes sense to me.
I will say, for those people who thought their Buddy Fight collections had actual value to them, we need to pour one out for those people.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell a really sad story. I saw the end of this game coming. I was going to sell just off every single Buddy Fight card I had at this year's Team League.
Ouch.
And then it got canceled, and I was like...
Ouch.
Ouch. As soon as Team League got canceled, I was like, okay, so now I'm just fucked, and I'm going to be sitting on these Buddy Fight cards until I die. Yeah.
I had my massive collection of Dragoborn because my great local game store sold me boxes for far under retail.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to, what is it, Yeti?
Frost Giant.
Frost
Giant Games.
Shout
LLC in Green Bay, Wisconsin, baby. And I had my binder full of expensive cards and stuff for the game, and I was working on selling it because I knew the game was going to end at some point. But also, I just wasn't that interested in playing it, right?
Yeah.
And I arranged it with the buyer, and we set a price, and in the day between him paying, the game was canceled.
Oh,
and he backed out.
Sucks to be everybody involved in that.
So, I know that feeling.
Fuck. That's honestly worse than mine, because you were literally 1 day off.
Yes. I mean, I had already sent him my PayPal info.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, now, as someone who is into finance and stuff, I am. I never expected Buddy Fight stuff to be worth anything. And that's including the stuff I paid a lot of money for.
Same.
I have probably the single world's biggest collection of SPs from the first season of Buddy Fight. I'm not selling those. They're not going to be worth anything.
Yeah.
What about my championship Osmodais that people offered me extra copies for at $300 a copy.
I'll tell you what, for an entire playset, I need some new coasters, right? So for your entire playset of Championship Osmodes, I'll give you 15 cents.
Thank you, GameStop.
You're welcome.
Actually, it would be really funny to make those into actual, like, laminate them, and they'd be like, these are your coasters.
Honestly, those would be pretty fucking sick coasters.
Yes. I will also say, in a period of about 1 year from now, for the time we're recording this, boxes for Buddy Fight will be very cheap.
Yeah.
And if you're just into opening boxes or you want to do drafts, which some Buddy Fight sets are actually pretty fun for drafts, believe it or not.
I genuinely like drafting sets 1 and 2 because there's such a small world pool.
I really like a lot of the early 100 sets are really interesting for drafts.
Oh, yeah, those are good too.
Most of your boxes are, for a little while, going to drop to like the $20 range. So that might be a good idea to pick some up just to have, as a collector or just to open for nostalgia a decade from now, but don't expect them to be worth anything ever.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
I could always go to my buddy Rudy from Alpha Investments and go, hey, can you sell me some of your 10,000 booster boxes of Season 1 stuff?
Yeah, exactly. Can you ship me a pallet of that for 20 quid?
I am a little bummed out that the game's gone. I am.
Yeah.
But that just allows me to focus on other things I love.
Right.
And, I'll be able to set my collection aside once I have it truly complete. I've still got some cards I'm looking for. Once I have it to the point where I'm like, I'm done with this, I can set it aside and come back to it when I'm feeling that nostalgia bug for Buddy Fight and go and revisit my old decks, which I've never disassembled one of my Buddy Fight decks.
That's amazing.
I've sold some, but the ones that I kept that are special to me are literal time capsules. Like my deck that I took 3rd place in Indianapolis with is exactly how I left it.
That's fantastic.
So I can play those again. And the one thing I'm absolutely going to keep doing is playing Season 1 format. Because Season 1 format is so good.
The Season 1 format is amazing.
It's actually was surprising to me the first time I made a push to play that, because the transition over the years made me forget how different the game was. Yeah. And how much better of a format it is.
Yeah, it feels like an actual strategic experience in set 1 where every little decision in-game matters, as opposed to, did I execute my combo correctly? Yes, okay, I win.
And there are so many fun things that can happen. Look at, if you guys, I know I'm Mr. Plug Guy today, but go watch the video we have just titled Gummy.
Yes. It's like the best video on their channel.
That type of stuff happens all the time in Season 1 format, and fun for everyone. So much easier to teach new players. Season 1 for life.
I could not agree more. Now, I will say, I think Buddy Fight still has a future, and honestly, that future, like I mentioned, is up to the fans. There is a fantastic fan community, and I've seen them a lot in my own Discord server of people who just love making fan cards for Buddy Fight.
Shout out to Roxas.
Exactly. Shout out to Roxas. Roxas, dude, keep doing that. You're great at it. Like,
Bushiroad's not making sets anymore. Maybe we should make our own.
Yeah, just make your own set with blackjack and hookers.
In fact, forget the set and the blackjack.
So we're making Bermuda Triangle for Buddy Fight then?
Yes, except they're all old ladies.
Okay, yeah, I'm in. I'm sold.
It's the Bermuda Triangle retirement home.
Where's the downside for me? This is great. Yeah, no, I want that now. That's the new Buddy Fight archetype for I don't know. Danger World.
I want to just a message for all you out there. I've seen it all the time with card games. In just my time as a small-time YouTuber, I've experienced 3 games that I've actively played die before this one. First was Luck and Logic, second was Dragonborn, and third was Light Sneakers, which is technically still alive, but not really. And everyone panic sells when the game's, canceled. For the first week or two afterwards, people are panic selling their entire collections. I'm here to tell you, don't do that. Whatever amount of money you think you'll get for it, which is a lot less than you think, first of all, because it's a buyer's market, it's not worth it. 5 years down the line, you're gonna regret it and want your old collection back for the memories, for all the buddy fights with the buddies that you made along the way. And you're gonna want to rebuild that collection, and it's gonna be a lot harder.
I couldn't agree more.
Especially if you're like someone like Speedrobo who already took a big L on it.
Yeah, no, I took a huge L on it. But like something I want to mention is that I have been playing trading card games as the only thing I've ever done since I was 4 years old. Trading card games is breathing to me. Flat out. I can't imagine me not ever having a deck right next to me. And I have seen almost 100 games die in my lifespan. Which sounds like a lot, but I have 127 different trading card games in my collection, and most of them have existed through my lifespan. And I've never stopped playing the ones I've loved. Ever.
And almost every one of them is going to get covered in a time capsule episode. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. God, I hope so.
I am sitting here at my desk, which is covered in stacks of cards. I've been playing card games since I first caught the Pokemon bug in around 2000.
Yeah.
And outside of one break period from 2011 to 2014, I haven't ever stopped. That was the period where I'm like, man, I'm an adult now. I'm too cool for kids' card games.
We've all been through the period like that where we've distanced ourselves.
Then Buddy Fight came around, and it was the game that brought me back into it. It was just me and my 2 friends, Christian and Dalton. And I was still living with my parents back then, just graduated out of high school. And I would set up a card table in my stinky ass bedroom, and the 3 of us would play card games for hours. And that time's really special to me. Yeah.
My favorite card game of all time, Zatch Bell the Card Battle. I've never stopped playing it. It's been dead for over 10 years.
I have a ton of cards for it, but I've still never played a game.
I have a complete English collection. I have every single English card printed.
You just brought up another point. Someone out there is going to build up a complete Buddy Fight collection. Dalton's working on his for Luck and Logic.
That would be amazing, and I would genuinely love to see it.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
If I wasn't poor, I'd do it.
Yeah. Buddy Fight is one of the best games of the 2010s, of that whole decade.
I think initial Buddy Fight, on a pure game design standpoint, is borderline perfection.
I could not agree more.
It's honestly kind of shocking that, such a cleverly designed card game came from, the at best 3rd place runner in the card game world.
It came from Bushiroad. It came from Dollar Store Konami. Think about that.
Yeah. I think Bushiroad has a real bad problem they need to look into, and that's how they support card games long term.
I agree.
With every card game they've created, both the ones we've gotten in English and the ones we haven't, there have been serious problems with the games after their first year.
Bushiroad is the best in the industry at launching games.
I 100% agree. I think Bushiroad's phenomenal in the first year of a new card game, with the exception of Luck and Logic.
No, yeah, Luck and Logic was just terrible from the get-go, but every single Bushiroad game comes out of the gate phenomenally.
Yeah, especially Buddy Fight.
Especially Buddy Fight, Card Fight Vanguard Season 1 format. Go play it. It's amazing how good it is. It really is.
Clever, it's balanced, and it's different.
And I can absolutely say the same thing about the first year of Card Fight Vanguard Standard. It was good.
Yep.
It was a completely different, genuinely Standard is a completely different game from the original Card Fight, and it's still good.
You know, I think a real important sign is I saw a lot of people in various Card Fight Vanguard groups who were not Buddy Fight players who heard the news of Buddy Fight being canceled and were like, man, that sucks.
Yeah.
It wasn't, haha, look at that stupid other card game, as, you know, as the Magic community would have been when Kaijudo was canceled.
Right. Or like the same community was when Luck and Logic and Dragonborn got canned.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, it was, man, that sucks, was the most common response I saw. And, you know, a lot of them shared their memories like, hey, man, I never really got into that game, but I got one of those intro decks when it first came out, and I thought it looked cool.
Buddy Fight getting canceled is the equivalent of Nintendo saying, we're going to continue to support Mario, but there's no more Legend of Zelda.
Yep. And the one thing that truly disappoints me more than anything about this is we went with Buddy Fight for what? Almost 6 years?
Yes, sir.
Over 5? Yep. Something around those lines.
Yep.
And we never got a true crossover with Vanguard.
How? Like, literally how? You know what blows my mind more than Buddy Fight and Vanguard never getting a crossover? Why is there no Card Fight Vanguard Weiss Wars?
Yes. I think
it's free money.
It's such a huge missed opportunity. You know, it's instead of putting Bang Dream in everything.
I don't want a card game crossover. I don't want Buddy Fight cards to have a set in Card Fight Vanguard, and I don't want Card Fight cards to have a set in Buddy Fight. You know what I wanted? I wanted a big dick, big budget, made for theaters, animated movie that was the Avengers Infinity War of the Bushiroad cinematic universe, where Gao and Aichi fucking throw down. What
we could have gotten, but never did.
How do we not?
No. Here's what we do, because they'd both be confused playing each other's game, and it would be like, well, which game do we play? So we have Aichi versus Gao and Schwartz.
Yes, that's exactly what I would do. I would have them play the Weiss Schwartz decks that come from their anime, because how the living cat farts do we not have Card Fight Vanguard and Future Card Buddy Fight Weiss Schwartz? Like, what?
I'm concerned that Bushiroad's going to use this added revenue and R&D that they have from canceling Buddy Fight to throw out a bunch more new card games. Card games that they're clearly not supporting.
The last thing Bushiroad can do right now as a company is to launch a new card game. Bushiroad burned that goodwill with Dragoborn, let alone this Buddy Fight shit.
And Luck and Logic.
Logic.
What's the other one? The Japanese only one they launched recently?
Oh,
Something for You.
Crap, I forgot about that.
The new waifu card game.
Yeah, no, I totally forgot about that one. I was thinking you were talking about Chaos, another Japanese exclusive that might as well be dead because Weiss Schwartz exists.
Yep.
Like, but
it's a winner is you.
Yeah, a winner is you. That's the game. But like, genuinely, from an American perspective, I was willing to give Bushiroad a pass with Luck and Logic. But the second I saw Dragonborn, I said that's going to be the new Luck and Logic. If Bushiroad proved me wrong and Dragonborn was still going, maybe Bushiroad could get away with launching a new game. But after Luck and Logic got canned immediately, Dragonborn got canned even faster. Did it even last a year?
Yeah, just about.
Year and 2 months.
What really rubbed me the wrong way with Dragonborn was it was the first time I felt they intentionally put out a card game to die. Like with Luck and Logic, you can say, oops, they made some mistakes and it didn't work out. I think they knew from the get-go that Dragonborn was not going to succeed. but they put it out anyways for that set 1 hype.
Yeah.
Because set 1s for Bushiroad card games always sell incredibly well. They probably moved more boxes of set 1 of Dragonborn than every other set combined.
I agree. But here's the thing,
and
man.
One of my favorite Bushiroad stories, real quick, sorry.
Yo, go for it. You tell it first.
Is when I went to compete in the Dragonborn event at regionals because I was done with Vanguard.
Oh, yeah.
And had nothing better to do. And I took a literal unaltered trial deck, and I got top 4 because of the fact that there were only 5 people.
Yeah.
In Chicago!
Which is the mecca of Bushiroad games.
Yep, it's Chicago and Anaheim.
Yeah. It's ridiculous that in Chicago there were only 5 people. But, like, back to the main topic that I was talking about is that...
Yeah, we went off
We went on a tangent, which is fine. We're just going to do that. We love just chatting shit with each other. But back to the main topic, Bushiroad is really good at launching games, and it's the only thing they're good at, but they can't get away with launching games anymore. We've seen the man behind the curtain.
It's just like with the Vanguard reboots. You get diminishing returns.
There can never be another Vanguard reboot. If they try to reboot Vanguard again, the franchise will die. And they're going to have to reboot Vanguard again because they're making the same mistakes that they did in G again. And again, I know it sounds like I'm a batshit lunatic when I say that right now because Vanguard is in such a good place, but I'm warning you, I'm seeing it. Blade Master Soin is literally a better version of the previous Blade Master. Alter Ego Messiah is literally a better Harmonix Messiah. There is no goddamn reason to run either of them in your deck when you can just run their upgrade.
I have no idea what these cards do, so I have not seen a Vanguard card in like 6 months.
Good. Keep it that way.
I think I am legitimately worried about any future for Bushiroad in the English market.
Me too. And it sucks because I love Bushiroad's games.
But there's no one to blame but them. You can't blame it all on the big C word going on, canceling their events. You can't blame it on a downtick in the economy. You can't blame it on any of those things. You can't blame it on players getting bored or just finding better card games. Everything that has caused the cancellation of Luck and Logic, Dragonborn, Buddy Fight, soon to be Vanguard, and maybe even White Shorts are purely down to Bushiroad incompetence.
You're right. And the reason why I'm so critical and I'm so harsh, and I've gotten flack for it before, of being like, oh, you're just the screamy, angry guy. Why do you hate everything? Why do you complain? Why can't you just have fun, Speed? Is because I care.
Right.
If nobody criticizes Bushiroad, they aren't going to learn.
I honestly think that if we took Buddy Fight after the first year where Bushiroad had laid the foundation and somehow in alternate universe Twisty World sold it to Konami, it would still be running today.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I agree.
Bushiroad is the prime example, better than any company I've seen in any space, of shooting themselves in the foot.
Every single decision Bushiroad makes post-launch is good on paper, but the execution's terrible. My favorite example will always be how they did G-Guardians in Cardfight Vanguard. So the power level of cards was getting ridiculous, and they needed a new defense option. So Bushiroad came up with...
because the game became go into your stride and swing for game.
Right, exactly. And your opponent, and you as the player who wasn't in your stride had no say in it. You just died. So introducing a new powerful defense option was a great way to breathe new life into the game. And then they made the G-Zone 16 cards. Fuck! And it broke the game.
I want to be the guy who says, no, everything's great with Bushiroad. It's just a lack of finances for marketing, or it's, the anime being canceled is what did Buddy Fight in, and that may have played a part in it. I think the biggest effect of the anime being canceled was the fact that they no longer had an anime to pull from. So you saw a bigger increase in recycling old cards.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence that as soon as the anime dried up and they had no more new card designs from it to use, that they started doing re-bees,
Yeah.
which are literally the exact same art as old cards with new effects. They didn't do it like Vanguard did. When Vanguard did that, by making new versions of Dragonic Overlord or whatnot, that were break rate cards, it was for nostalgia.
Yep.
Buddy Fight didn't do that for that reason. Buddy Fight did it because they had nothing else going for them.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, I agree. And no, Bushiroad has no one to blame but themselves. And that sucks because, again, Bushiroad's games are always amazing right out of the gate. I always have such high hopes, and I always have so much fun playing their games. I don't think I've ever had as much fun playing Cardfight Vanguard as I did playing standard format for the first year it was out.
Mm-hmm.
But now I don't.
I feel really bad for those people who work for Bushiroad that worked heavily on Buddy Fight. I'm sure there's no way they're going to keep all of them on.
Yeah.
And that's a big bummer, especially in our current climate.
I completely agree.
But it really shows you there are real world consequences for not thinking things through and putting the short-term dollar as more important than long-term success.
I completely agree. And as I've always said, Bushiroad likes making money, but only easy money.
Yes.
It never wants to put in the hard work to make a long-lasting franchise. It never wants to, and it never will.
It's such a shame because there was one point after we got into the second part of Ace, after the anime was canceled, where I thought maybe it could improve. And it was when we got the reprint set.
I agree.
I'm like, wow, Bushiroad listening to fans for once? That's wonderful. Maybe it'll, it'll lead to better things. It did not.
Yeah, I've had many of those moments with Bushiroad where it's like, wow, Bushiroad actually listened to me. Never ends well. That's the truth.
No.
Never ends well. Like, just recently in Vanguard Zero, I've bitched enough about Bermuda Triangle sucking ass that we actually got the exact buffs I listed out in my Bermuda Triangle video. The exact buffs that I complained about finally happened. But Bermuda Triangle's still the worst clan in the game because they nerfed their Wave 2 support. What the hell?
They don't care. You bought the packs.
I bought the packs. I'm the sucker. They pranked. You got me yet again, Bushiroad. And you would have gotten away with it too, even with those meddling kids.
My wonder here is the fact that we still have sets coming out for the game, at least in the short term.
No one's going to buy them.
Are people going to buy them?
No, God, no.
Right. So why even release them? And I know that sounds weird because I'm like, we got to have them for posterity's sake. But no, why even waste the time and money to release them?
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be Bushiroad who gets screwed by that. It's the local game stores.
Oh, yeah. No, seriously. Right now, if you are a local game store owner and you are listening to this, do not touch any Bushiroad Buddy Fight product.
No.
Don't do it. Do not touch a single Buddy Fight product. You will never move it. You will only lose money.
And every single one of them who still has Buddy Fight stock is getting hosed on it.
Oh, they're boned.
Yep.
Because this announcement came out of nowhere. This announcement came out of nowhere.
I'm going to have to go to Frosty Games and buy out the rest of their stock just so they don't have it sitting on a shelf for a decade.
Yeah. Just like their Duel Master stock. Ain't that right, Jacob?
Rest in peace, Duel Masters.
R.I.P.
Gone too soon.
Good game. 10 out of 10.
I still wish they'd do an English release for the game where they're just release some pre-constructed decks. Because, you've got over 10 years of the Japanese format to pull from.
I would play a living card game version of Duel Masters. I'd buy that.
Duel Masters Commander, let's go.
Yeah, no, I'd buy that. Easy. Yeah. What, you want $20? Okay. Sure, here.
Done.
Yeah, done deal.
Duel Masters Commander would be a better format because 40% of your deck doesn't have to be lands. Boom!
You just described Magic the Gathering. Just in its entirety. Duel Masters is Duel Masters is the best format of Magic the Gathering. Fight me in the comments. Speedrobo out. Drop the mic.
Do you have any final thoughts before we go our separate ways?
Final thoughts. Honestly, if you like Bushiroad games, but you're fed up with the bullshit, stay tuned to Speedrobo Games. I got some stuff coming out for you this year.
Oh, Speedrobo got some stuff coming out this year. Oh, he do. He do.
I do.
I'm going to leave us off with support your local game store and support small card game developers.
I've been Speedrobo, and I'll see you later.
I will hit you with that copyright stolen from Dalton. Stay classy, y'all. And that's it.
Thanks for listening to TCG Buzz. New episodes can be found on tcgbuzz.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For box openings, deck profiles, and more, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.